Hi, I'm Sunny Bottoms, and this is Between Two Levees. I'm here again with Scott Whitaker in McGehee, Arkansas. Scott, you were with me earlier in the season, actually the very first one of the season, and we were sitting in front of one of these fields here where it was just, you could see water because you had just water seeded these fields. So these fields are beautiful, and we wanted to come back and show you that the herbicide program you used and the way you did that really worked. And so give us a rundown again of what was done to these fields.
So our herbicide program for these fields, we came in and we had field cultivated all of them to give us a nice seed bed. We came in with Command and Gambit and flew it in, flooded the fields up. About 2-3 days later, after we got a flood established, we had the rice seed flown in. We let it hold for about 7 days, dropped the flood, and let the rice begin to sprout. And so that was the only thing we did on these fields up until about 4-leaf rice when we dropped Rogue in. Now, we did not drop Rogue in every field. We dropped it in this one behind us first, and it was clean as could be. The other fields where I had not done it, I actually had a carpet of springle top coming up. And so I tried to do an application of Rice Star. I couldn't get in through the canopy as good as I needed. And so I thought, well, Rogue works so good here, let me try it again on these other fields. And I flew it out, actually had enough opening in the rice to get it to the water, and it actually turned out really good. It was a kind of late rescue in a sense.
Yeah. Well, what stage was the rice at that point?
The rice was probably late tillering.
It was late tillering. Okay, but it was still not into reproductive.
No,
so
it was not.
There was still open water out here.
Yes, there was still some open water out here. So we dropped that in. We did have some bigger springle top that we didn't have deep enough in the flood come out. But for the most part, we took, I'd say 90-95% of that out.
That's great. That's great to hear. And these fields are beautiful, and there's some aerial shots that we're showing, and so that people can see what that looks like. Now, you called me in the middle of the year, and you had sent me a video about red rice control with Rogue. So just to reiterate, Rogue does not control all red rice, right? It's only about 25% of the red rice out there that has the genetics to be susceptible to Rogue. And so you all thought you had a farm, it's a different farm than this one, but that fields that might work in.
Yes, so we had 3 fields that are kind of set off by themselves, and we had flown Rogue in there just trying to make sure they were clean. We'd had some springle top problems in past years, and so wanted to get in front of that. Well, we started to notice later in the season that there wasn't any red rice. Well, a field that borders that field actually had a little drag over of Rogue in it. Well, right on the edge, I could see some red rice starting to bleach, and I thought, well, it worked in these other fields, so we might as well try it in this next field. And we got a pretty good bit of control out of that. I wouldn't say we got everything. There are a couple little patches out there, but it's not the susceptible variety.
That's right.
But for the most part, we were able to take out, I'd say 75-80% of that red rice, but it has to be what we call the unicorn.
Yes. So it's very satisfying to see, and whenever you do get the unicorn, to see that. Well, thank you for joining me, and we're wrapping this year up with Between Two Levees, but I appreciate you, Scott David.
No problem.
Enjoy working with you.
Yes, ma'am.